grab the mic and pull it over.
Yep.
Stop, children.
So, welcome to Fresh Pots and Dad Pops. We got a guest with us today, Sam Dean from Mystery Unwanted.
And many other things.
And I'm also here with Pat from Five Before Flying. And
I remember that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
you guys.
Deep cut.
Deep cut.
Deep cuts.
All right, I'm gonna cut right into it. I got more stories than Hans Christian Andersen, so I'm just gonna dig right into one.
All right, go for it.
No, I'm gonna tell you the story about how I pissed someone else's bunk. This is I've pissed myself a few times. I'm not afraid to admit it. If I get really tired,
Well, it's okay.
I absolutely piss myself.
Joe poops once a quarter.
Once a quarter, poops my pants.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least once a quarter.
Okay, I don't have that problem. What happens is the first time I remember it happening was the day I moved into my first ever apartment. I spent all day moving all of my stuff by myself, and when I went to bed, I pissed myself. There was no alcohol involved. I just was so goddamn tired, my body was not willing to wake up to go to the bathroom. And so I realized over time, this has happened a few times. This happened maybe 6 times in 15 years, something like that. Or maybe more years. I guess I'm more than 15 years beyond that. So this one time on Warped Tour, before we had our own bus, so this would have been like 2009 maybe, we had a friend in Sing It Loud called, and his name was Pat. And
Not me, Pat. But
yeah,
I
Pat-
wasn't
we're talking
singing
Pat-
loud.
You were in Sing It Loud, and we're talking about Pat Brown, the other Pat. And they had a tour
The
bus.
prettier Pat.
He was much prettier.
He's
than
such a pretty human.
He's pretty.
me. Yeah, for sure.
Pat was a really, really nice guy.
Yes, he is.
And he still is. Yeah, he still is a nice guy. And Pat let me sleep in his bunk a lot because he was sleeping in
Other
some ladies'
bunks.
bunks.
Other bunks.
One lady in particular all summer. So he's a good
One lady kind of guy.
one lady kind of guy. Where I'm a one guy kind of lady. And same situation. I got super fucking tired from we got hit with a heavy rainstorm. I think this was in Atlanta or something. I don't know, somewhere on the East Coast.
It always rains in Atlanta.
It always rains in Atlanta. So I just assume it was raining in Atlanta, but it also always rains in Houston, so it could have been Houston. I mean, it could have been fucking anywhere. It always rains on Warped Tour. I think that's the bigger takeaway here.
Can't rain all the time.
Yeah, wise man once say it cannot rain every day.
Can always rain.
The where was I going? Oh yeah,
Yeah, Warped Tour. Pat's fun.
Pat's bunk. Sorry,
It happens.
the heroin is fucking with my memory. The
Strong.
the rain hit us really hard and we had to pack up super, super fast. We did not have our stuff in a semi-truck like we did in later years, which would have been right next to our tent, where all the buses parked at the top of this big fucking hill. Excuse me, I burped. That's why that mute talkback thing would be nice.
Yeah.
And we ran, we carried, we pushed, whatever it was, everything we had to get back to the trailer. It was just me and Satch, I think. Satch, no, it's because we had Grant and Poitras, and so they all took the van, and I took Pat's bunk for the night. And about halfway through the night, I woke up completely covered in piss. Fortunately, my own. The good
Even
news for
worse
Pat,
if somebody just peed all over you.
yeah, if Pat ever hears this though, I'm sorry that I never told you this, but
I have a feeling though Pat will never listen to our podcast.
I bet you're right.
I'm gonna at him.
Yeah, but the good news,
Tag him in the comments.
the good news for Pat Brown, and I'll tell you this now so you can stop listening to the rest of this nonsense, is no pee got in your bed and on your mattress. I had my own sleeping bag, and it was one of those, like,
So you were
Like
just
below-
in
I was
just
in
a
a
pool.
Yeah, I was a pool. Yeah, I had one of those like completely waterproof fucking
So you
sleeping bags. Yeah, I made a bowl out of it.
You're like, walking out and then like,
Also, anybody who was on that bus will remember that it smelled like piss everywhere on that bus because the driver would never put Campachem in the toilet.
oh.
So the whole bus reeked like piss all the time. So anybody who's been on that bus absolutely knows that I made zero impact to the smell of the bus. But I felt really bad about it. I changed my clothes. I think I just threw my clothes away. I think I was probably just wearing like some like
easiest.
Escape the Fate like basketball shorts that I got for free like an hour before or something.
Most likely.
And that was that. That was the time I pissed Pat's bunk. And that is the first of today's stories.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That reminded me of a story from my my younger days as well. Here,
Are we just gonna do pee stories today?
this one's actually a poop story.
My other story,
so-
I have another pee story too. So they're
It would be a good break from
so-
because we
yeah,
always
we-
end up talking
well,
about butt stuff. So
we-
maybe
we'll let Joe do his poop story. I guess.
I was living in this house with like 6 people, and
one of the ones.
yeah, and so
Is this the cat mansion?
yes, the cat man.
That was one of the.
I would
Fourth-
not like that place.
It was a disgusting
4th
place.
Street
It was
house.
it was the most terrible decisions we've ever made.
I lived in your mudroom.
You did live in
for
my
a
mudroom.
short
Yep.
time.
Yep. And so we had this friend that every time he would go away, he'd lock his door, and nobody else locked their door. We all just trusted each other. But he was really like particular about locking his door. So of course we just wanted to fuck with him all the time.
Naturally.
He left for a week. And so what we decided to do is we got into his room and we covered the walls in like multiple different types of pornography, just everywhere. Like walls, his whole bed was wrapped in it. And then for some reason,
I would have stuck to purely pregnancy porn.
Pick a theme.
I mean, it was in there. It was.
I
you
bet
know,
it was. I bet it was.
And so like we were like, we wanted to up the ante, and somebody was like, dude, we should make it look like the iguana shit on his bed. And so the iguana hadn't shit recently, and one of my friends, I'll just like leave his name out, but one of my friends decided he was going to shit on the bed. And so
I was expecting like a milking the iguana story here. Like you're trying to like squeeze poop out of the iguana.
Like a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, right.
or
you
like
roll it
a-
up. It'll, there's still a little bit
one of
in
those
it.
gourmet cake shows where they like pop the bag of frosting.
Yeah.
So we lay some
Star-shaped.
plastic down and we set up a video camera, and my friend just like took a big curly one, just like on it, and when he came home, we blamed it on the iguana, and I don't remember if we ever told him that it was not the iguana.
I mean, that is not realistic. Human poop is significantly
and it
bigger.
was a chunk. Let me
like
tell
that
you.
is you said it curled.
It did, yeah. No, it was like
There is
full
no
on
way.
Dairy Queen, like soft serve.
There's
Yeah.
no way. An
And,
iguana. So that your friend must not have been the brightest crayon
What?
in the box.
No, he was like, who fucking shit on my bed? So it was a terrible thing. Like, we were really, not
Right.
thinking that one through, but it was hilarious.
I'm an incredibly forgiving and not particularly violent person, but I would murder the fuck out of whoever did that to me.
Yeah.
There like I don't. There would be a 0 seconds of like. There would be no processing. It would just be like fucking feet to heads. Like, I wouldn't even care who did it. I'd be
I
like,
forgot.
Anybody who knows that this happened knows too much. You need to die.
And actually, we had a segment. I'm sorry, Waldy. We had a segment about this too because we all wanted to wash our hands clean of the situation.
I'd want
because
to wash my
there-
hands after a shit too. But
So we set up a video camera and we had all 6 of us like washing our hands in the sink, just looking sadly at the camera. Like after that, and we showed him all this after he saw the poop and everything. So now that's just kind of a thing.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, I can tell they're sorry. Well, yeah, if that would have been me, it's like, all right, who did this? And then just grab their head like, did you do this?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Did you shit in my bed?
I mean,
a
there'd
dog,
be
stick
their
there-
face in it like a dog,
I probably
yeah.
wouldn't have killed them, but their face would have been in the poop.
Oh, yeah, just,
Oh yeah, I mean, it would have been very aggressive.
yeah, it would have, their face would have been in their own poo.
I might have pissed in their pocket.
That,
That would be
by
a
the
good way to
way,
get back. That's a good way to get back.
But
yeah.
actually, even funnier though, because like
Lifelong
since
dream.
you're getting back at them, so you just put your dick in their pocket and they have to be present for it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I've
no,
always
it's-
wanted to sneak up on somebody pissing in their pocket without them knowing. It's like a lifelong dream.
Like, I've heard
Oh,
you
okay.
say
I mean,
that
that's a
multiple
good dream.
have
I
someone,
was just
like,
saying
hold it
it'd be
open.
funny if the dude like had to like this is your punishment.
have
Stand
to-
there while I fucking put my dick in your pocket and pee all over you.
I think we came up with the next like social media challenge. Hashtag pee pocket.
But
pocket.
this, see, okay, don't. No. This
He's
is
been wanting to do this for years.
Well, that
Don't
and-
ruin this for me.
It has been so long. He's been
That and
long.
also, I also understand I'm crossing the boundaries of sexual,
Becoming
Legality?
an offender.
Yeah. Putting your like, it might not sound bad, but then when like the judge says it, he's
I
like,
mean,
so
it
let me
sounds
get this
bad.
right, Mr. Dean. You put your penis against someone's body and then stuck it inside their pocket and then urinated over them, and you don't think anything was wrong about this. And that's when I go, yeah, that does sound a little rough now, doesn't it? Yeah.
When you put it like
I
that.
see now where you're coming from.
I think you need to make a sheath for it, so it's not skin on skin or skin on pocket.
Who
even.
has skin on? Like skin on skin. Who is
a
like
long
who,
tooth.
is there a hole in the pocket?
Yeah, what is up with these pockets?
You guys don't have holes in your pocket?
I think anybody who has holes in their pockets deserves to get their fucking pocket pissed in. But
True.
Anyway,
So you're gonna be peeing in Joe's pocket. I'm sure.
it definitely needs to be somebody who's not going to get the law involved directly afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, realistically, you could, like, after this, now knowing that, like, that's a lifelong dream. If you were at the show or whatever, and and all of a sudden Joe feels his pocket and he's wet, he's like, "What the fuck?" He'd look down and see like your dick in his pocket, and you'd go,
It'd be like a Mentos commercial.
"Oh,
Yeah,
Sam Dean.
instant Mentos commercial.
yeah."
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, okay,
That's great.
You guys.
you
I'll help
silly."
you if you want to pee in Joe's pocket at any point.
Yeah, and these
while
two.
while we're with you, I'll help you.
Cool.
If you can
Being a
get away
accomplice.
with it without me noticing,
Pants or hoodie?
I'm in.
Which one?
Yeah, he's
Pants would be more impressive.
Yeah.
I think.
Or even more impressive, pizza pocket.
Oh,
The
just.
Because
What is all around my pizza pocket
this
on
is
the plate?
this is a why is it greasy? This is a greasy pocket here.
It's a greasy pocket.
it's a new oil that they use.
yeah.
But I just remember the first time you were telling that, like when I first heard you say, like, "Oh, I want to pee in someone's pocket," you were like just saying, like, "Yeah, I want to be at a show. The person's in front of me, and just like
Just pee in their pocket.
you pee in their pocket."
Yeah, that is factual. That is verbatim what was said.
And if
Just
I
with the
recall,
boot
you would have
even?
said they would have been in gym shorts.
I think no. I think one of the variations of this was them wearing wind pants so that it would fill up and then I could smack it like a water balloon.
I
But
like that.
Different era.
yeah,
I mean, the '90s are coming back. So.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody in a wind pants.
No, I bet you if you went to like a fucking Lizzo show, you'd find somebody.
But then you'll be on the register because that's going to be a younger crowd for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
My
leave.
daughter, who's 6, sings fucking Lizzo lines. And
Nice.
I'm like, I don't know, go that far. But that's just because I'm a racist. So, just kidding, not a racist. I'm a fattest.
Hashtag Sam's a racist.
Wait, no, hashtag I am the fattest. Yeah, no, Lizzo, I have no problem with the Lizzo thing, but it's just weird seeing your kids ever start singing like pop music, you know, like going from like the songs from PBS to the songs to the radio, you know, and then you're also like, we don't listen to those songs. Where did you hear that song? You're 6. Like, did you
Right.
hear that at school? Why is your school playing Lizzo? Like,
Right.
that's
It's
yeah.
not like Lizzo's songs are like super child appropriate.
No. Good thing Atlee thinks
I mean,
the words
I-
are different because like
Yeah.
she sings different words and you're like, yeah, those are the
Those
words.
are,
She's
yeah.
not talking about taking it up the butt right now or whatever. You know, like
Or maybe she was listening to the Kids Bop version.
Nope.
no.
Dude, even Kids Bop nowadays would be pretty.
Do
pretty
they still
raunchy.
make Kids Bop?
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure.
they do.
Yeah.
No shit,
I know that
dude.
there's-
We got to go to the Kids Bop tour.
No, we don't.
I know that they do.
We got to
still
play
do-
we got to play the Kids Bop tour.
Oh,
I want to see,
You want us to open for it?
dude. Think about the market. Everyone's
Dude,
got
you're
kids.
just making yourself seem really pop punk right now.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's- No, I would do this.
I'll bet there's gonna be pizza there too. Honestly,
I'm sure there would be.
probably cheese pizza.
It's probably at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, that would be the
Dude,
problem. I would get
you
up in
would-
front and I would swear and just say the most terrible shit. Just, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to fucking.
Well, see, that's exactly what happened at the Duluth show, and there's like 5 children there, right in front of him, and I'm like, Joe, language is like, what? This isn't like a Christian place. I'm like, Joe, look in front of you. It's like, oh, fucking children. I mean, shit. Oh, goddamn. It was,
Yeah, good to see he's a quality role model.
yeah.
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 I'm just preparing them for the harsh realities of life.
Which is actually, I'm pretty sure what he said at the show.
Yeah, no, you
Shit
said.
in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
he
it's
did
just the
say
shit
shit.
that they're gonna hear anyways. or something.
Yeah.
But then you caught yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just the shit. I mean, stuff. They're gonna. It was definitely.
We filmed that, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did.
Nice. Dude,
that's
Maybe
a-
you can just pop that right in here.
Yeah.
Show tonight. Fucking.
Hey,
Sorry.
Why do you have 3 places to put it again? You're trying to make my job hard. There's gonna be just 3 duplicates on the screen.
Things that no one's ever said about Joe Alaspa. Your job is hard.
Facts.
Story two. Another year in story.
Get it.
One day, I called in sick. I was like 19 maybe. I called in sick on a Thursday and a Friday because I just didn't want to go to work.
was this
And-
when you lived with me?
No, this is when I lived with Jason.
I would say that needs to be a story next.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
goddamn.
You think
Shit.
you want to tell that story?
I did work at.
I mean,
I did work
probably
there though.
should, but
So it's same job though, because I worked there for long enough that we were still at the place where we sold Wall Street
telemarketing
Journal
place, right?
subscriptions.
Yeah. Okay.
And no, so I called in Thursday and Friday. Just didn't feel like going to work. I made decent money there, so like skipping a couple days wasn't a huge deal. I also like broke my ankle when I was like 17, and I'd just gotten like my settlement check from the landlord because it was a broken stair thing, and I paid my rent like 9 months in advance, which in retrospect is very dumb. But I didn't have to worry about like the next 9 months, so I was like, yeah, all right, whatever. And I then got sick on Sunday, really, really sick. And I was like, whatever, I'll just, either I'll call in sick or I won't. And then on Monday I woke up, and I think I was already late for work, but I walked to the bathroom. So I had to walk through the living room, the kitchen, to the bathroom. And I started taking a leak, and it was bright red.
Mm-hmm. I remember this one.
The second it hit the toilet bowl, the entire toilet was bright red. It looked like I was pissing ketchup. Not in
Not
texture,
that
in
thick.
color.
It wasn't that
Consistency.
viscous, right?
Yeah, no, this is a big gloppy. Yeah. So I went about my business, kind of internally freaking out a little bit. The key is you got to hit it to 57. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm going to get.
Just hitting his butt,
right.
just trying to get
I'm
that
gonna-
shit out.
I'm going to get a 57 tattooed on me somewhere. And I'm just going to slap it every time I take a piss.
Yeah, you got to have it in the right spot, though.
Yeah, right. It's going to be like mid-thigh.
Yeah, somewhere on the angle so it looks like it's a tilted.
There you yeah, perfect. So yeah, I take this. I finish taking the piss, and I immediately pass out. And I'm not afraid of blood. Blood does not bother me. I think I was just dying.
Just pissing blood. So.
Yeah. I end up wedged between the tub and the toilet for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Time is kind of not there. And I managed after a while to push myself up into the tub. And I'm there for probably a good 45 minutes. I mean, I remember being like sore from being in the tub when I got out of the tub.
I remember you not being at work.
Yeah,
And being
yeah.
like, where the fuck is Sam?
Yeah. This is one of the many times I almost got fired from that job until I finally did get fired.
Well,
from that job.
we were really good salesmen though.
Yeah, like I was like both of us were always top 5, usually top 3 even.
They hated that.
Okay.
They
I'd buy
root-
from you.
They hated that though.
Yeah, they hated it because we would like play like at one point in time we used to put. So this is a little side tangent. Pat and I worked at the same job, same hours, and we would play catch.
Yeah, well, because we were like right next to each other.
Yeah, we were across like a whatever divider from each other. And so then, in order to get us to stop playing catch, they moved us further away from each other. We kept playing catch.
Yeah, we just kept, we just like, throw the ball, and then
So they
eventually
immediately moved us right back next to each other. Yeah.
Well, because we weren't bothering it. We would stand up and we were selling
Yeah.
and we were making sales. We were just tossing a ball back and forth. It was helping us concentrate.
Yes. Yeah. And we also would like do shit like take caffeine pills, like whatever. Like it was performance enhancing drugs with the telemarketing world, whatever it took.
Well,
Popping like no-dos at lunch.
I
Just
mean,
like
It's like
work at-
PG Wolf on.
I would talk with an Irish. I would talk with
we
an
would have
Irish
different-
accent for half the day.
we'd have
just to like
different-
spice
Wolf on
it up.
welfare.
Yeah.
Like,
We had, we had
the
diff-
wolf of welfare.
We had
I like
different
it.
we had different days, like we had Irish Day and like his was way better than mine, but you could only talk to people in whatever accent.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, back to peeing blood. The tub. I managed to get out of the tub and stumble across my house, and I pass out in my living room, forehead first, and end up with a rug burn on my forehead. I crawl to bed. I climb in bed. I can't make phone calls inside of my bedroom. But this is back in the day when you just didn't have service for no fucking reason.
Right.
And my bedroom in this particular house never had service. 0 bars all the time. And it's not like it mattered. It wasn't like we had Pandora or anything, or I wasn't listening to music on anything other than a CD player. Because, this was 18 fucking years ago. If you want to feel old, which I do. Oh, God damn it.
I do. For real.
You're 37 now. At least I'm still 36.
Not for much longer.
Not for much longer. So anyway, my roommate comes home from school. He was in college. He comes home at like 11 or noon or something like that. He's like, "Hey, why the fuck are you at work?" And I'm just like, "Dead. Call work." So he calls in for me and is like, "Hey, Sam's dead" or something. I don't know. And a couple of days go by. I start to feel a little bit better, but I'm still pissing blood. I haven't gone to the doctor.
Well, yeah.
And,
Who's got money for that?
Naturally. And so I go to...
We live in America.
Jason had a couple friends over, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I'm not like as fluish anymore. but it was still kind of like I still feel like shit. And they're like, I told everybody what happened, and they're like, dude, you need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, do I? So that Thursday, this is either Wednesday or Thursday. After 18 years, the timeline gets a little fucked. I finally go to the doctor for them to just tell me everything's fine. You most likely passed a kidney stone. We're going to give you some antibiotics just in case anything got nicked up on the way, and could get septic, and you owe us $400. And I'm like, okay, all right.
And this is why we don't go to the
And
doctor.
this is why we don't go to the goddamn doctor. Until I turned 35, and I'm like, okay, I think I need to actually go to the doctor. And then they legitimately tell me something's wrong. That's what happened to me a year ago. And but that's a whole nother story. Doesn't involve pissing. Might involve piss tests though. So yeah, but it saved me because I got to work finally, and all I came in was to give them the doctor's note so that they. So they couldn't fire me. So because basically I have foiled every attempt for them to fire me at this point.
Oh yeah.
It's been very close, like 6 times.
Oh, once we get to my story, they'll understand.
Yeah.
why.
So I walk in to give her the note, and my boss is like, I guess we'll have to put all your stuff back at your desk. Because they had already boxed it up.
Oh yeah.
Just so stoked about it.
Like, I was like, oh, Amanda. Was that her name, Amanda?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Something like that.
Shout out to Amanda.
But I remember Dan. Dan was the man.
Well, yeah, because he drew fish.
And
I still have a drawing that the other
Sam
boss
fish.
made me, Sam Dean fish. He used to draw everybody as a fish. Yeah. That was on my fridge until like a year ago.
Yeah.
That's the pissing blood story. Pat, take it away.
Well, first I was gonna just say,
Jesus Christ, Waldy.
no, it's a similar story to that.
Okay.
The vocalist on the band that we're on tour with right now had a similar thing like that. Like
Yeah,
he was sick.
he did.
Hold up.
Okay, fine.
If he's gonna be a guest on the podcast,
Well, Sam won't listen to that part.
All right.
So it's related.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Go.
Basically, so if he's on, he'll give the detailed version. So
yeah, better
this is a trailer. He was sick, taking a piss, passed out, like
Boom.
collapsed, hit his head on the bathtub,
Woof.
like the drain, or not the drain,
Not the drain, the nozzle.
nozzle,
The faucet.
busted it off, like poof, got
And-
a concussion.
Yeah, it's currently rolling with a concussion right now.
Oh fuck, that sucks. I cracked my jaw. I got date raped. I got roofied, and I got home and I couldn't take my pants off. And in the attempt to take my pants off, I slipped on
Those
the bathroom
shitty
floor.
roofies. If you can't get your pants off.
Exactly.
It's
I
like half
know,
the
right.
point.
that is like the whole point of
Right,
a roofie.
yeah, exactly.
Well, it was a revenge. Was that night?
Yeah, it was like I think it was just like somebody being shitty, and I cracked my jaw on the toilet, and to this day my jaw clicks, and it was like it hurt for like 2-3 months after that.
Sure.
It sucked. Yeah. So there's no joke. Like if you're gonna pass out, try to pass out somewhere where you know you're gonna land. You know, just lean into something that is less dangerous than where the other the other direction. Yeah.
So Pat's time.
Okay, so this was before like the piss one. This happened. Well, I would assume, yeah, because you were living at my house. You were in the pantry.
Yeah. And I only went to Jason's after I got kicked out of the pantry.
Did you get kicked out of the pantry?
I think Mike's stepdad or whoever owned that house finally got pissed off enough to tell us for like the 18th time you can't fucking live here.
Oh,
Because before me it was Brandon, right?
oh shit! I forgot Brandon lived
Yeah.
in the pantry.
Yeah, I have a memory. Fucking steel trap up here, dude.
I
That's why-
I don't.
That's why I'm Hans Christian Andersen, is because I remember all this dumb shit that's happened.
I remember a lot of dumb shit, but you remember a lot better details. So, or you just make them up. One of the two.
I just remember me eating Zataran's rice in the kitchen and adding like cherry tomato. Like I feel like every meal in that entire time I lived in that house was Zataran's rice with either tomatoes or avocados in it.
I
Like,
mean,
feel like
we-
I was
Dude,
eating.
that jambalaya mix is
Yeah, it's fucking
that's
killer.
We
still
were
my
poor.
shit.
And I
We
worked
were
in a
so
bakery.
poor.
I worked in a
Yeah.
bakery, so I used to bring home like pastries and things. And that's like all we ate. Like that pretty much sums up
Yeah.
like 2001.
Right.
You know, like
yeah.
yeah. I remember.
Yeah, we
remember
just-
that year where we ate like,
Nothing.
yeah, like transients. Like what can you
Ramen.
find in the dumpster?
Ramen noodles.
Yeah. Oh man. It was
Yeah,
rough.
it was a cheap life.
Smack
so,
Ramowich.
oh, dude, the Smack Ram. That's other stories.
Pat's actually told me about the Smack Rama Witch before.
Yeah.
That when mom was gone for the whole summer.
Yeah. And we ate all the meat in like the first 3 days and spent all the money for groceries and porn.
No, it wasn't that. So what we did is my mom left us. Was it
She went to Ireland.
Yep. Was it $100 or
It was
was it
50.
It was $50 for
$50 and we spent
groceries and
35 on a porn.
Yep. No, I think it was only 20 for the porn. We was in the cheap bin.
Okay. On
And then
Bended
we-
Dick.
Huh?
Unbended dick.
Yeah,
Because like
so-
the dick on the front cover was like all like fucking like mangled looking. You're like, that does not look right.
Well, yeah. Well, we had one buddy who was 18 years old, so we're like, all right, you go get the porn, and then we bought a bunch of the $25, $35 in groceries, and I think my brother ate most of that.
Tim?
Yeah.
What a dick. He didn't even live there at the time.
No, but it was like because we had bought the good stuff. We had bought those like toaster strudels and.
Oh
shit
yeah, we
like
bought complete dog
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Like nothing but like pre-made freezer food. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
And then so obviously my mom was gone for like a month.
I thought it was way more than that.
I think it was only for a month.
Okay.
But she left you $50 for food for
$50. But this was like
This is like
1999.
1998.
Yeah, this
Like
was the
this is-
90s.
Yeah,
dude.
I was 15.
Yeah, we were fine. That was a lot of money for groceries back then.
Yeah.
So, however, obviously we went
You
through
could
our
buy you could buy 20-ounce Cokes for 69 cents in 1998.
Yeah.
So
So-
to put things in perspective,
Like we bought a bunch of food. However, gosh, this is a whole different story. We'll get back to my other.
I remember
one.
being mad
But
about
we gotta
the,
finish.
I
This
remember
one.
being mad about the 69-cent thing because it was 59 cents the summer before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 10 more cents? What am I made of money? Like, I want the goddamn Sprites. It's like it's they have fucking what was it? Who was they have Penny Hardaway. They
Yeah.
have Penny Hardaway and what the hell was that band or that like hip hop group? It'll come to me. I'll just say it out loud really quickly when it comes to me to interrupt whatever you're saying. Go ahead.
Shit. Where were we?
Money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the food was fine. However,
Blackstreet.
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 That's right. So the thing was is we like. How many of us lived in my house at that point in time? My mom was gone, so it was a free for all.
It was like a rotating 7.
It was like I think it was you, me, Mike, Joel,
Jacob.
Jake,
There was definitely Nigel.
Nigel, Jim Ruby.
You know,
He
I would
didn't
be
live
shocked.
there, but he came along.
I would be shocked if Nigel or Jim didn't have testicular injuries that are causing some
we
serious
were
life
such
problems.
pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, we were pieces of shit to all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it got dished out in some sort of fair portions.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but then so we ran out of food really fast because $50 is gonna
Roughly
feed
40
6 of you a day.
Yeah, we ran out of food in about 45 minutes.
But we for sure we made hamburgers.
Rice Krispies? But they were Christmas ones?
The Christmas
Yes!
Rice Krispies.
I totally forgot about
and
that.
they were so stale though.
Yeah, they were like, it was like 5-year-old. Like it said on the box, like these expired 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it was like.
And it did say the date that said 5 years ago.
Right. But like all the like there was no like all the meat in the chest freezer in the basement, all the ground beef was like super lean.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't stay together when we were trying to make burger patties. So we're just like putting anything in it to make like a binding agent to try to get it to hold together better.
Yeah, because we didn't have eggs. We didn't have
Quaker Oats.
We didn't really have like we had a lot of food, but we didn't have like a lot of the food
It was
needed.
No, we had ingredients. We
Yeah.
didn't have food.
Well,
we had,
and we had-
miscellaneous, uncorresponding ingredients.
And we had a
It's like
chef-
here's a flank steak and some maple syrup. Ah, shit. Like,
we did have that chest freezer full of food though.
but it was like all random
meat,
shit,
though.
like roasts. And
Yeah.
then there was like, here's a roast, but nothing else. And so you're like, I don't know. I don't even know what to do with that. I'm 16.
I don't know how we survived. I really don't.
I had a job. I remember I was bringing a little bit of money to the mix.
But we had so much ramen noodles. That's mostly what we lived off of.
Yeah.
And then we were trying to get creative, so we created the Smack Ramowich, which was so we just
It does not take a whole lot of imagination.
No.
To figure out what a smack ramowich
No,
is.
so we just we'd kind of dried the noodles out, put it on bread, and then use the sauce to au juice. We dip it in there.
Yeah, it was a Chinese dip.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
it was fancy.
Super fan. I guess ramen noodles are Japanese.
So you
Japanese dip.
eat the noodles hard?
No. We cooked it.
Okay,
so,
got you. Just
But they would be straight. There would be no water and
Yeah.
no seasoning packet yet.
got you.
Yeah.
Put it on the bread. Put the seasoning packet on top. Clutch. Or dip it in the remaining broth.
Yeah, you dipped it in the juice.
But
The ramen juice.
you guys really need to get to this
Okay,
story
okay,
at the
okay.
call place because
So-
this one is pretty
So
good.
we
Can someone hold the crossbow while you're saying? I feel like the credibility that would add.
Yeah, we got a lot of random shit. There's 2 AK-47s in the room next
all
to
right.
this.
Give me the crossbow. I'll hold the crossbow.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
There's not a bolt in
That
it,
thing
and
is
it's not
fucking
cocked, so
sweet.
you're fine.
All right, I'll hold the crossbow while I tell this story.
The crossbow of truth.
Because that way you know he's not
You don't
lying.
question a dude with a crossbow.
Oops.
Hold on,
Except for a
hold on.
clumsy dude
Hold
with
on,
a
let me try.
crossbow.
Pat, what's your name? I just questioned a guy with a crossbow.
Oh boy.
Living dangerously.
So, okay, before we get super deep into this, remember, I was young. Me and Sam were young, and it was a really different time
Very
back then.
different
Yeah, so this is back to like this is no longer 16 years old. Like the last story, this is now 19, 20,
Yeah.
something like that.
We were like 19 years old, and you are a dirtbag when you're 19. I'm still a dirtbag now. However, I wouldn't do this now.
I am not a dirtbag. I just want to be clear on this.
Let's.
But it was then. But it was
Okay.
then. Yeah.
So, me and Sam, when he lived in my pantry, we got up. Family Guy just came out, and we were really obsessed with Family Guy.
And Dane Cook.
And we were really obsessed with also not going to work.
Yes.
Um,
We also had the internet, and it
Yeah.
was like you actually had to search for things.
Yeah.
So it'd be like one day you'd find 2 episodes of Family Guy, and the next day you might find one more.
Right.
And like
And then you let it
of
download
order.
for 5 days.
yeah.
So
yeah, yeah.
we
on
got
like LimeWire, like whatever the fuck we were using. Like
FamilyGuy.exe. It's just like, this is the right one
yeah.
for sure.
yeah, this is definitely filled with viruses, but
It's a
I want to watch this.
.rar
So-
file. You're like, this is perfectly safe. It's gonna be fine.
whichever one.
Oh, I got to download an opening like software too? Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
sure,
yeah. Oh, I need VLC media player. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that works. So
Find
we
that
had,
on LimeWire too.
So we had gotten the entire season of
Yeah, season 1.
we had finally gotten the entire season of Family Guy, and we were up. We were up already before work watching Family Guy, and we were like, dude, we shouldn't go to work today.
Oh, and I had already been fired at this point.
No, you weren't. You weren't fired because you worked there still.
I thought I'd already been fired. At this
No,
point.
because that is how we got away with this horrible, horrible thing.
No, I don't think I was part of that part. I think you had told me about this after I was done because I was just working at the bakery.
Maybe. I
And-
mean, it could be. I don't know.
Okay, you tell what you remember, and I'll tell what I remember after.
Okay, but I remember going, you know what? Fuck this. We're not going to work today. Because I'm pretty sure I did this so that we could both get out of work and get out of work for a while. I walked into the pantry. I got myself prepped up, a little teary-eyed, got ready, and I called. And we used to call and just leave messages. We typically
Yeah, because if you call before they open, so you have to let them know you're not going to be there before they open. But
Yeah.
nobody answers the phone before they're open
'Cause they're not
So you
there.
got to call and leave a voicemail.
So I got the shit ready. I started getting all teary, and I was like, me and Sam, we're not going to be able to make it in today. Sam has cancer. And
I definitely didn't work there. I definitely didn't because I remember forgetting about all of this years later, and somebody bringing it up to me on the street, and it was like, "Hey, did everything go okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, everything's fine. What the fuck are you talking about?"
So you
The
use
treatment
Sam's-
went well.
They're like, "Yeah, I heard
Cancer
you were
to get out of
you were
work.
sick." I'm
oh,
like,
I didn't go to work for
"Yeah,
a
I
week.
have asthma. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Because I told him, I'm like, I'm not going to be in for a couple days. I have to take him down to the Mayo Clinic.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the award goes to Patrick Tarnowski.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Horrible person. Because
But
there
did he
was a
get
lot
better?
of people that cared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes me feel
And
loved.
and then I had to pay. And then I had to go back to work.
Yeah.
And
Nothing
still
like a
keep
fake terminal illness to let you know how people feel about you.
Yeah, because I didn't work there. Nobody could verify any of this. But everybody knew me because I had just worked there.
And the thing was, is like everyone also knew that Sam was my best friend, and realistically, like we didn't have Facebook yet.
No.
You couldn't look
This
up
is
his status.
Like MySpace came out. Like okay,
You had to get to my house with a fucking atlas.
or just remember your way.
Yeah, that worked too.
I still do that to this day, believe it or not. Some people, man. I remember living there, and I only lived there for like a year.
Yeah, you didn't live there for a long time.
No,
But I met a year is a long time.
But
in
I
the pantry.
did. Well, it's also a long time when you're 19. But I
And-
did live there when I met my wife
Yeah, because you both lived in my pantry
for
a
1
while.
month. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, hey babe, you wanna get hitched? I have a really nice pantry.
No, I know. I remember that. It's like it's just
It's
like,
exactly the width of a twin bed and twice as long.
yeah, it was a big pantry.
Yeah, it was a big pantry. And it was $100 a month, and I was on the road 6 months a year. So I was like,
Right.
yeah, that's a good place to put my shit.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like remember when my buddy Jake lived in the downstairs
The fur vault.
the fur vault?
We used to live in an old fur place. Like they would store furs during the summer. And this is back in the day when that was a thing. And they had vaults
this was
in
the
the basement.
first place we ever lived.
Yeah.
Because it was the cafe that you
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. I worked downstairs at the cafe.
Yeah, he worked in the cafe and we lived above it. But
It was like a sitcom.
but there was a fur vault. So like if you went down these back stairs, you had to like quietly go past the cafe, and then if you went all the way down, it was storage. But there was also this room with a fucking giant vault door that you just opened up, and inside is where our buddy Jake lived.
Yeah, willingly.
The Fur Vault kind of sounds like some kind of club in Vegas. Just
could be.
in general. I've got,
Woof.
there's a crowd for everything.
It's like strip clubs named Fuzzies. You're like, I'm not going.
yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, strip clubs are in general not a big fan. I've been unfortunate enough to be in a few of them. Zero redeeming qualities. Ooh,
I've never been in one.
I was
Not once.
brought
I've had
to
to
one on
deliver
my
food a lot,
18th birthday by
originally.
my girlfriend at the time, and it was the weirdest time of my entire
no,
life.
I
That's
did
gross.
have to deliver pizza to the family sauna in Duluth, though. That was interesting.
yeah, and we all know what goes on there.
Strip club 0 to 10.
The what's the strip club that is like a porn shop on First Street?
Wabasha?
Maybe yeah. I think
That
it
was the bookstore.
Yeah, but they do peep shows in the back.
I didn't know if they had that. I didn't know they had the little jerk curtains.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just know that I've only been in there one time. It was when I worked at Green Mill, and I had to deliver a chicken Caesar salad to somebody who works there. And I don't steel trap, and I know very little about what. Yeah, hey, I don't even know why. I don't know. I didn't know anything about the place prior to this. I'd never been in there, and I walk in and I go to the guy at the counter. I'm like, hey, I got a chicken Caesar salad for somebody here. And I think the name was something like really androgynous, like Andy or Sam, or Pat. And so the guy's like just like kind of grunts me towards the back. The back door there. I'm like, all right, fine. And I go back there, and a girl comes out completely topless, but like meth head skinny. You know, like just rib cage, nothing left. And she like takes a salad. I'm like, girl, I think you need something more fucking salad. But she tipped me like $12. I was like, fuck yeah. It was like an $8 salad. So cool. Thanks for the $20 bill.
All in ones.
What?
Tipped you in ones.
Oh, no, there's a $20 bill.
Oh.
Yeah, she just to keep the change. I was like, fuck yeah, nice lady. Don't you need this for drugs? But
Or more food.
yeah, or anything. Just anything else seems like a better idea than giving it to me. And that's coming from a guy who likes giving me money. But no, she gave me $12 tip.
That's nice.
Later that day, my door fell off of my car, my driver's side door.
Wow. Did $12 fix that?
No, but the whole rest of the day, I had to drive another girl from work's car for delivery, and she had Dewey plates, and I had a suspended license, and I was so
Great combo.
fucking worried about. I'm a delivery driver with no fucking driver's license, and I was driving around like so afraid to get pulled over because it was like evening, and I'm like, there's no chance in hell that like this girl's car, this red like fucking Alero, is not gonna get pulled over for fucking for drunk driving because yeah, I'm trying to figure out where
It's Duluth.
everybody's drunk driving in Duluth. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to cancer. How did that sum up after you got back? Where it's like, is Sam dead? Yeah.
Pretty sure they gave you cards.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I think it. And then I obviously was like, I'll take them to him, but
I don't know if he has the strength to read them though.
He thanks you for the well wishes.
I'll take them back and read them to him.
Yeah, I'll take all the gift cards and I'll give him the cards. Yeah, like
I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure.
He was healed by your thoughts and prayers.
right. Yeah, right. Oh, there's a $25 DSW gift card in here. Fuck you, Sam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that reminds me of the time where you took somebody else's paycheck.
Oh shit! Remember a minute ago? When I said I wasn't a dirtbag? Okay. Okay.
That was when I quit the
Yeah.
gas station.
Yeah. I'll take over from here.
That's a story in itself.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is also another dirtbag move. I'll tell mine. You tell yours.
Well, should
So-
I start with
Well,
mine?
first, I think we're just
Probably.
going to relabel this one like Sam and Pat Dirtbag edition.
Yeah, I mean, we're such dirt.
Title right here.
Okay. So, I think it's we might as well
Yeah.
start with mine so that we can go like right after.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. So, I had found out I'd been working at this gas station for like 2 years. Sucky. But that's not a C.
Good one.
Yeah. But
I remember you getting robbed by a guy with no knife, and he just stole 3 pizzas and just like waved and walked by.
yeah.
I remember that.
Well, I did get robbed by a dude with a knife.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I just remember like stoner college guy thinking he
Yeah.
could just walk out with 3 tombstones.
Yeah, he did. He grabbed the pizzas. I called Sam right after, but came in, just took 3 pizzas. I'm like, dude, you got to pay for that.
And he just like waved.
Yeah, he walked out,
The
and so I'm
fucking
like,
balls.
well, I was like, well, what the fuck? So I walked out, and I walked after him. I literally watched him walk up the block and go into like towards. He opens up his door. I'm like, dude, I know where you went. Like, I'm looking, dude. I'm gonna call the cops, and he's like, just went inside. So I called the cops.
Because as the rest of these stories are going to be make it really crystal clear, Pat is an example of how to be a lawful citizen. That he's the one that calls cops on people. You fucking narc.
Well, yeah, I called the cops on him, and then I sat there and watched him prig him out, and I was like, "Told ya."
Okay, I just want to remind everybody right now. He just called the cops on somebody for stealing from the gas station that he worked at.
Don't worry.
Now you tell your story.
I'm worse.
3 pizzas, Pat.
Hey, hey,
You don't know what this guy was going
That's
through.
going on his permanent record. Okay.
yeah. So, oof. You don't steal from me. So
I am the darkness.
I'm the darkness. Well, I had found a fax that I was gonna get fired. They had left the fax out in the fax machine, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
either that is really dumb or the most Minnesota passive aggressive way to fire somebody. I've ever
So I
fucking
found
heard.
it. I found it,
I like
and it
this.
was
Make
just
sure you leave it right there.
Right. Like,
And
we don't want a conflict. But we need you to know.
But hear this.
Maybe
This
they'll
was-
just walk away.
This was wild. All right. It like I read it, and so my manager was like, "Hey, I caught Pat on the work phone," and he's like, "Yep, fire him." I'm like, "Okay." I worked overnights. You know,
Worked overnights, like 10 to 8 a.m. or 10 to 6 a.m. or something like
Yeah,
that.
like-
And it was like in a residential neighborhood. It wasn't like it was like a truck stop or
Yeah.
like a busy part of town. No, it's 9th Street and like 12th Avenue East. No one's over there.
Well, and it was super funny because I was like, "Wait a second. Like, you're gonna fire me for talking on the phone? You know that I brought in a Super Nintendo and a TV before, right?"
Oh yeah, also because his dad lived 2 houses away.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, that's what you're gonna fire me for? You're not gonna fire me because like I used to also like when somebody would come up with a $1 bag of chips, I'd hit dollar lottery, give them the chips for free, and take a scratcher like that.
Keep in mind, this is the man that called the cops for somebody who took 3 pizzas.
Hey, somebody paid for something. So
Go on with your story, Pat.
So I found this out, and I was like, "Well, fuck, this is ridiculous." So
I just want to say I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah, this is great.
So who did you
There's a
call,
whole
Pat?
side of Pat I didn't know.
every one of my friends to come and get free gas.
Yep. And at the time, I had a Chevy Suburban, and Mike had a Chevy
a truck.
Silverado.
Yep.
And
Big tanks.
and both of them were 33-gallon tanks.
Yep. Yep.
Filled those
gulps, huh?
fuckers up.
We
Yeah,
also-
big gulps, huh?
We definitely filled up Mike's cab with all of the crates of pop we could.
Also, Starbucks Frappuccinos, Red Bulls. I don't
Yeah,
remember all
just
the energy
crates.
drinks that were on the market at the time.
Just crates of
We
things.
also only left behind like one of every dry good in the store. So if there was 3 boxes of cereal, we took 2. And
garbage bags full of
and the
stuff.
3 of us lived together at the time.
Yeah.
So
We had
we were like,
just
this
moved.
is groceries for like at least 2 days.
It was great though because we had just moved, like days
Yeah,
moved.
days.
So
Like,
they
I
thought
don't
I
even think
still
we had a
lived
couch
at my
yet.
dad's house. Motherfuckers had no idea where I lived. I feel like we had taken a lot of stuff. Now don't get me wrong,
Trash
lot of
bags
stuff.
full.
A lot of stuff.
Trash
However, we took. I feel like realistically, we only took enough for them to be like, I think those motherfuckers took a bunch of shit. but I also don't know. However,
how could they prove it when Pat did the next thing?
I took all of the security tapes.
Nice.
I
Well,
just
at the end of
added
the day,
you
the
to my
only thing
heist crew.
At the end of the day, the only thing they could really get you for is stealing like 12 VHS cassettes.
Yeah, yep. I stole all of the VHS cassettes, and then locked up the store because I'm a nice fucking gentleman, and walked the key next door where the drunken manager lived. So drunk, all the time. So like. And then I left him a note that that said I quit. It was on the back of the fax.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a good move right there.
Oh yeah.
And so
I probably just wrote whoops. Whoops.
Yep. So we took all the stuff, and then I think it was probably about a month later because I didn't want to test my luck.
Yeah.
Went back to get my last check. And enters Sam. He follows me in.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason I followed Pat in at the time, I don't recall. I had a job because I worked at that cafe. Yeah. And but who doesn't need more money?
I did not know he was behind me, but we knew our mutual friend Levi no longer worked there and did not.
Yeah, so this dude
collect his last check.
Yeah, because he quit like overnight and just like moved back to his hometown, never came back for his check. And so I'm like, I know there's a check there for Levi, and I walk in behind Pat, as he said, unknowingly. And Pat's like, yeah, here to pick my last check, Pat Tarnowski, because you had to go to the corporate, to their corporate offices to pick up your last check.
Yep.
And maybe sign some papers or something.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, hey, I'm here to do the same thing. What's up, Pat? Yeah, my name's Levi Doing.
Yeah, turn around. And no, but you didn't remember his last name.
No, I remember his last name. I didn't know how to spell it.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
How do I spell it? I'm like,
because his last name's Doing. Take any number of guesses at how you spell that because they're all wrong.
Wasn't it
D-O-I-N
with an
apostrophe?
L?
It might have been Doolin, and I had like one letter off or something. Doing D-O-I-N apostrophe. Yeah.
Doolin.
Yeah.
That's what I would have gone with.
Yeah. I think I went like doing like Huey, Dewey, Louie, like D-E-W.
Which I think was pretty close.
So, but here's the thing: this old lady who's grabbing Pat's check is like, "Yeah, what's the last time?" I'm like, "Doing." She's like, "How do you spell that?" I'm like, D
Oolin.
E. And she's like, "Oh, I have one that's spelled D-O-U-G-H, like L-A-N." I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. That's the one." She's like, "Okay, here you go. It's like $426." I went and bought like a new cell phone. I think I bought you like something random.
Oh yeah, well because we had to go to the bank.
Oh yeah,
and cash that. And so
I was just gonna ask. Like,
turns out my name's not Levi.
Yeah, and so we have the check, and Sam's like,
Pay to the order of.
Yeah.
So we
No,
was
I didn't-
Like,
yeah.
What do we do? I'm like, sign it over to me.
No, I went into the bank. We went to the Credit Union Service
Yeah.
Center. That's now a Firestone or something. Up
Yeah,
at the
and
mall.
he's like, dude, I lost
my wallet. This is my paycheck. I need to pay rent. My landlord's totally cool with me paying it cash, but I need to cash this check. What can I do? They're like, does your friend have an ID? I'm like, yeah. They're like, just sign it over to him, idiot. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh, yeah,
wait, it's
that
that easy to steal people's money?
Yeah.
Shit. Here
well,
you go.
in like 2001, apparently it was.
Yeah, this is pre 9/11. That shit wouldn't fly anymore.
No.
Like you need a thumbprint and like a fucking
Shit wouldn't
RFID
fly anymore.
chip and yeah.
Yeah, bud.
This is really
It's a
hilarious.
little dark, dude.
Yeah,
Too soon, man.
I thought that after I told the story about organizing somebody pooping on a friend's bed, that I would be telling the worst story, or the worst thing that anyone's probably ever done to their friends.
Joe, we're not even scratching the surface.
Me and Sam have done so many fucked up things, fucked up things.
Yeah. All in good fun.
You know what though?
I once
We've
threw somebody's car into
grown.
reverse.
It sounds like you got away with this, right? Is that the?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Scot-free.
That's fucking fantastic.
Scot-free.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
have to be past some sort of statute of limitations at this point, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, all this was purely for entertainment value, and this was just a fictitious story that I decided to make up as a writing exercise for English class.
Yeah, we just made it up, but this has never happened
This has never happened.
in 2001.
Yep. Anyway, suppose I should have looked into those.
All right, I'll
Laws.
steal with you.
All right, I'll steal from you. I'll steal with you.
Yeah. I don't even know. It was super impulsive. Like, I'm not usually that kind of an impulsive person. I'm usually
We both
way more
were,
thought
though,
out.
together.
Yeah, we
Calculated.
kind of brought out the worst in each other, or the best, depends how you look at it. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we were just watching too much Reservoir Dogs.
We did watch that a lot.
Yeah, we did. Thought I was I don't know,
You
some
just
Irish
wanted to
person.
be
I don't even
Mr.
remember the
Pink.
names.
I ain't gonna even tip anymore.
That's not Reservoir Dogs. Wait,
Yes, it is.
I'm not thinking Reservoir Dogs. I was thinking, what's the one with the two Irish guys? And
Boondock
Boondock.
Saints.
Oh,
I was thinking Boondock
yeah.
Saints. Yeah, I was like,
We definitely were watching
and
that a lot.
I'm definitely not Willem Dafoe. Though I do listen to that Bleeding Through song that opens up with that.
Too. So good.
That's my workout
Right.
mix. Yeah.
That's such a good one.
I think I'm probably the closest to Willem Dafoe in this camp here.
Yeah, I'll back that.
Because he would dress up in females' clothes. Not saying the rest of us wouldn't, but
There's
Joe would.
if you search hard enough, there's actually a music video recorded within the last 5 years of me dancing in a slim red dress.
Okay.
Put a link to it right here.
If I can find it, I've tried. But yeah.
If not, it'll just be a picture of. I don't know.
Maybe the
Slim red dress?
screenshot. Huh?
No, nothing.
Oh, you know.
Nobody wrong.
I was paid in whiskey.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm like, you would be the first to be offered as tribute. I mean, you would for sure. You just say, I'm in.
Correct.
Yeah. There's like, you don't need to pay me.
Well, yeah.
Put your money away.
'cause
Put your money away.
We'd
I'm
be
good.
like, we need one of you guys needs to be in a dress, and we'd be like, well, Joe will do it, and you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, he'd already be wearing it. He'd be like, I'm ready. Let's go. Come on. Cameras.
If
What
I
is-
remember right, the way it happened was like a friend was like, "You want to be in a music video with me?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went to this.
Did you
He's
have
like,
to
"It's
be-
at an airplane hangar." I'm like, "That's dope. I'm going." So we go to the airplane hangar, and then he didn't really tell me
was it
about
was
it
it a
beforehand.
Missy Elliott video?
No, it was
Or Sean Puffy Combs?
Psy.
Who?
Why?
Oh, PSY.
could have been a side video.
He has
But,
the best videos.
But yeah, he didn't really tell me about it beforehand, and then he's just like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to be playing guitar in a suit, and you're going to be in a dress with two other dudes." And I'm just like, "Well, I'm already here. The whiskey's flowing." So
Like, I'm already here. I mean, this is not what I had in mind, but I'm not opposed to it.
got to try everything once, right?
Yeah, that's your first time in a dress, Joe.
That's what I said.
It is not.
yeah, right.
Unfortunately, it's happened a few times. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I mean, it was fun every time I have done it.
When I
But
was
not a
10, I
regular
insisted.
thing.
When I was 10 or 11, something like that, I insisted that my mom let me go to school on Halloween in a short skirt, high heels, nylons, and I don't know, a blouse, I guess. And then I was like, I don't know, like some sort of weird Buffy the Vampire Slayer type thing, because I was also a vampire. I don't know. I don't remember quite where my head was at with that. And my hair was blue. So this is probably a whole lot of shit to unpack with a psychiatrist here.
Apparently, he just was trying to get to the rave.
Yes, specifically the one in Blade Trinity, the
best one,
which I don't believe it even come out yet.
You were before your time then.
Yeah, that's
happened
yeah.
a lot.
The funny thing about it was I remember I was still getting shit about that miniskirt in my senior year. Like there were still people be like, I remember when you came to school, and I was just like, yeah. But I have no shame. I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, I'll wear it tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. I got bigger thighs now. That's about it. So I got to get one of them big girl dresses. But
That's when Sam officially stopped going to school. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm done.
yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
You get that
Didn't
was
you drop out like a couple weeks before graduation? Was that
No,
you?
it was right after the second semester of senior year started. I was told I would have to come back for some extra credits the following year. And I told him I was willing to make it up in any other way. And this came down to a big miscommunication that involves the teacher going to the hospital and information not being relayed, and then me getting incomplete for something I probably shouldn't have. That's neither here nor there. But I was supposed to come back for an additional portion of a senior year, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And I told my guidance counselor at the time, who's a real prick, I was like, well, I will put in the extra work. I'll come to school after school. I will do weekends. I'll do summer. But that's it. I'm not doing anything beyond that. He's like, well, then you're not going to graduate. I'm like, well, if I'm not going to graduate, I might as well leave right now. Fuck you, dude. And I just walked home. I was like, this guy sucks. And I got home, and my mom was like, when I told her, my mom had also dropped out of high school, and I think it really bummed her out. And she was like, well, you're gonna have to start paying rent. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not. I'll just move out. She's like, no, you can't move out. You're 17. I'm like, okay, then, well, I'm not going to pay rent. What are you going to do when I don't pay rent? She's like, I'm going to kick you out. I'm like, okay, let's just cut to the chase. I'm moving out.
Skip a couple of steps
Let's
there.
skip these steps.
Like
then.
this, your logic is rather circular here, Mom.
Skip a couple arguments, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love my mom, and she's usually pretty good at winning an argument. But that one, man, she really hates me in between a rock and a hard spot. It was either give up the $200 she was gonna that she was trying to push for the rent, or let me move out. And she really didn't want to do either of them. But at the end of the day, I just left.
And you did fire her.
I also have fired my mom. Yeah.
It's everyone's dream, isn't it?
No,
No,
I don't think
no. I don't like making people cry, especially when they're the person whose body I came from. Some people it's fun, I guess, but no. I for those who don't know, I own a company called PlugYourHoles.com, and in our growth over the years, we started off just being me, and then it was me and my wife, and then it was me and a couple employees. And now it's me and a bunch of employees. And some of those past employees are in this room because Waldy and Pat have both worked for Plug Your Holes. But at one point in time, when we were still in Minnesota, so this is 8 or 9 years ago, I just needed somebody to do customer service. And I was like, yeah, my mom is like a journalism major, and she was between jobs or something. She just got laid off. And she sucked. She sucked so bad at that job. Sorry, Mom. And I was just like, yo, you got to go. And she cried. And I was like, that sucks. I don't know. That was it. But
That's rough.
it's rough.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, you got to make hard decisions sometimes. But not the greatest moment. But I don't have any qualms about it. I don't feel guilty about it. It's just a shitty situation.
You both probably learned something.
Yeah, don't hire your mom. But I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty fair. you
Pretty
know?
fair, pretty
It's
fair.
hard. It's hard like having like actual family work for you because you're like, well, fuck, it's family.
I also feel like I've just painted myself into a really, really rough corner. Where like I've told all the like dark stories about me, where I'm like, apparently I pee people's beds. I also mentioned using heroin at one point in time at the beginning of this. That's not true. And the other things just are really shisty moves, but they just make for good stories. So I don't have any shame in telling them. But
Your positive stuff's on your own channel, isn't it?
I mean, I don't really do anything with that anymore. I pretty much hate the internet now. So yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, we're not releasing this on the internet. It's
oh,
just
good. Just a cassette tape.
We're gonna leave CDs around.
That'd be,
People have
that'd
to
be the
figure it out.
greatest way to discover
For
a
me to
podcast.
watch in the
Leave them
dark
in
alone.
budget trucks.
Or like geocache it, like make it like a geocache game. Like the only way you can listen to the next episode is you have to go find it. Like, God damn it!
We should make the next episode only available to be found via geocache.
What about the first two? The first two that'll never see the light
yeah,
of day.
yeah, the really bad ones.
We'll
Yeah,
at
it
some
could be
point
bad.
we'll
We
tell
haven't
you
listened
where
to
to
them.
find those on. Maybe
Yeah, it's
we'll
gonna
put
be
it on
like
cassette.
longitude and
We should just-
latitude. You're gonna be like
Yeah, we should just like make special cassettes. Just cassette
hide them
tapes.
somewhere in Leif Erikson Park.
The lost tapes.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm sure there's more stories, but those are most of the sinister ones.
Well, I mean, the best stories are usually pretty sinister.
Yeah,
And you know, people who are usually like down with sharing those dark thoughts are usually not. Well, usually
Yeah.
Usually
Well,
not terrible people.
I
you
don't
know?
think.
Yeah.
No, me and Sam were good. Well, I mean, Sam's a good person.
I'm
for sure.
morally flexible.
No,
I believe that's the word you're looking
I've
for.
known both you forever, and you're both just the best.
Thank you.
I would say.
appreciate that. You guys
Yeah.
are all pretty great too. Just I'll close with this story. It's about being-
Perfect timing, actually, too, Sam.
It's about being a shitty person, but in a completely different way. This one time, the Buffalo did a Warped Tour. This is my first summer on Warped Tour, and what I didn't know about the porta potties at the end of the day is they have no toilet paper in them. And I went to take a shit after a long and shitty day, and I come back from taking a shit, and my wife looks down. And she's like, "Where did your socks go?" And I was like, into the porta potty, and I'm
I've
pretty sure
offered them as tribute.
I have sacrificed them to the poo gods, the wanky shit demon, and everybody else. And I think I need to find a bathroom, and I will end it on that. So sometimes you end up feeling kind of shitty.
I also did that in Virginia Beach because I remember you saying that story. I'm like, oh no! I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, oh, Sam used a sock,
I used both.
and
know now.
And it wasn't
but
enough.
it was kind of, and like I put it on. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of.
Yeah, if socks
Probably
weren't more,
better texture.
Yeah.
Well, and like it was like
also-
I put my sock on.
After seeing some of your socks the last couple days, though, I don't know if I'd put those on my hands.
Also, I would say one thing I'll say about my socks too is I also throw my socks away pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't like bummed You know, it was like, all right. I mean, they're a little
They're
sweaty,
gone.
I guess. So I had like some foot sweat in my asshole, but
Which is why you were looking for a bathroom.
that and probably the remnants of what I could not see in the dark in a porta potty that I had to assume something didn't get caught.
Fair.
And yeah, I used to throw away all my socks instead of doing laundry on tour specifically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is pretty understandable. Like,
Yeah.
'Cause it sucks to-
especially Warp Tour, your socks just get so gross.
Yeah, they
that's
get
why we
super gross.
half of the time just wore flip flops.
I can't do that. I hate feet, so I don't let people see my.
Socks and Crocs, baby.
No thanks. Well, bye everybody.
Bye.